All right. Good afternoon, all. Can everyone in the back hear me? All right. We got some thumbs up.
There
Excellent.
we go.
All right. I'm sure we'll have some folks trickle in. I know it's a Friday. It looks pretty nice outside, so people are dilly-dallying on their walk over from the parking garage. My name is Austin Chafee. I am a senior project manager with Jacobs, a member of the New England chapter board of directors, co-host to our annual awards this afternoon. And since you saw me last year, I successfully earned my CCM, my certified construction manager. So I feel like I need to brag a little bit about that. Joining me again today is Jamie Lee Fish of Suffolk Construction.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon.
Jamie is a fellow board member, and it is our pleasure to welcome you all to the 2026 Mark H. Hasso Project Excellence and Scholarship Awards Program. Let us take a moment to be mindful of where we are and how we will react in the event of emergency. So everyone entered through the doors that you entered through. More off, in all likelihood, we will exit that way and down the stairs/escalators in the event of emergency. But please be aware of the emergency exits also on either side of the front of the room. All right. And in the event of an emergency, please remain calm and follow the instructions of the hotel staff. All right. Oh, I already forgot to flip the slides. So we are excited to continue to build on the success we had last year. For any of you who were here last year, we conducted live voting for the best video, for the best project video. And we're doing that again. And we've upgraded to use Mentimeter. And it really bugs me when that happens. Oh my gosh. All right, bear with me. It's good to get these kinks out at the beginning. All right, how about now? So you also have a QR code at your table. It is ginormous on the screen, but to avoid everyone just sticking their phone up and trying to grab it off the screen, you also have these at your table. And you can go to www.menti.com and enter the code. So we're going to start right off with a test. And we want to learn a little bit. Oh, come on. All right. So while I do this, go ahead and.
Yep, there's 2 QR codes at least on each table, I believe. Pass those around. You do not have to create an account. That is an important note. Everybody always stops and says, wait, I need to create an account. The information's right there. Appreciate everybody engaging.
Just reloading all the pages now. Hopefully it'll.
Okay, nobody here has ever experienced technical difficulties.
All right. So your first prompt is, have you attended this lunch awards program before? Now, I'm assuming if it's been recent, you'll remember we've been quite memorable. If you haven't and this is your first time, I'm really hoping that we bring you in and capture you each year. And if it's a maybe, I mean, we'll look into why you can't remember. I mean, if it was 20 years ago, then sure, you might not remember. And there are a lot of awards programs out there, so you might get this one confused. So we're seeing these populate.
This is to get everybody a little bit more comfortable as we have some important voting as the program goes on.
All right. So we're getting there. So actually, it's a lot of first timers in here. So thanks for joining us. And we hope you enjoy the program. All right. I'd like to welcome CMAA New England Chapter President Derek Brantley, a Senior Project Manager with HNTB, to the podium to share a few words.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah.
Where's that guy in the so that was the coolest thing I've seen so far. I was like, I wish I could pull that off. I was looking at it, I was like, man, I need to get me one of those. Anyway, so I'm Derek Brantley, currently serving as the president for CMAA New England, as Austin said. First off, I'd like to thank the Omni staff here who are taking care of us. They're very important. They do a great job every year. We've been doing this for, I don't know, 4 years, something like that here at this location. It's always great, seamless. So I want to take the opportunity to thank the staff here. Also, the awards committee, as well as the scholarship committee, the awards committee are responsible for reviewing all of the submittals and, voting on the project winners, as well as the scholarship committee figures out who's going to be awarded the scholarships. So I'd like to also take the opportunity to thank them. So I have a philosophy that, I like to kind of think about and I think it relates to this event. So, and I say, if you want to be smart, then you hang around smart people. If you want to be talented, you hang around talented people. If you want to be dedicated, you hang around dedicated people. And I think that theme you'll see, smart, talented, dedicated people. You'll see that theme throughout, not only, with the projects that we're going to see today, and also that you'll find that theme throughout with the students, who are receiving the scholarships here today. So just keep that in mind as we're going through. So I just want to talk a little bit about CMAA. All right, I guess I can hit the button here. Oh, they gave me the control. Now you're in trouble. You give me all the control up here. All right, so as you see here, so CMAA was formed in 1982. The New England chapter was formed in 1984, so a few years after the national chapter. Currently, we're approximately around a little over 950 members locally in New England. I think we're actually getting close to 1,000. So if you're not a member, sign up because we want to get over that 1,000 number. If on the screen, it's probably hard to see up there, but there's a couple things on that little streamer that's going across there. You'll notice in 2003, there's actually some local legends here that are actually on there. So 2003, you'll note that Christine Kevel was the first woman to serve as a fellows chair. So I think that's pretty cool. Round of applause. Christine is here somewhere, probably over there. 2011 was the establishment of the Francis M. Kevel Scholarship Award. So that's also something that's local. So I think that's pretty cool. All right, so CMAA, I was going to read kind of the statement that says about us in the mission, but I figured I would do something a little different than read what's on the screen there. So I went and just looked at, in 2019, CMAA National, they created a statement of values. So there's two kind of things I want to pull from that, and I'm using that because it's very short, so don't worry. So the vision and the mission. So I'll start with the vision. So the vision goes as follows. CMAA is a voice of the program and construction management industry and the premier resource for professionals working in the built environment. So that's just the overall vision of CMAA, and that's from the national level down. The mission is to promote, support, educate, and develop professionals who lead in the delivery of programs and projects within the built environment. So two pretty simple statements. There are a bunch of kind of subcategories under that, which I won't get into, but you can certainly go on the national website to check it out, which I encourage. The other thing is, what about, other than the mission, the vision, and the mission, what is CMAA about? Is credentialing, right? Austin just got his CCM, so that's pretty awesome. So congrats on that. But we also have the CMIT, which is the Construction Manager in Training. We have the CACM, which is a Certified Associate Construction Manager. We have the CCM, which is the Certified Construction Manager. So we certainly promote those credentials and recommend you getting those. And why is that? So really it just shows an aptitude to manage a construction project effectively. That's really what that credential means. And just to summarize. So CMA also just provides a great network. So, and my own personal story about why I joined CMAA is I joined the industry kind of mid-career from a completely different place. I ended up working at the MBTA in the design and construction department. Had no real experience in construction at the time and no real network. So I started attending the regular breakfast programs that they had. From there ended up on the board and, really use CMA as a way to just grow the network. And sorry, I highly recommend that we take the opportunities to grow that network. And if you need more information about CMAA, you can always go, especially in New England, you can go to cmaa-ne.org. So to transition, I'd like to talk to, if I get all the board members to stand up. I'm not going to read out everyone's name, but if you will stand up, all the officers and directors, please stand up. So the board, we couldn't do it without participation, volunteering, the efforts they put in on a day-to-day, week to week, month to month basis is why this all happens. Everyone's very dedicated and, we've been at this for quite some time. We're always looking for new members. So if you're interested in joining the board, or become a CMAA member, certainly, reach out and we can help you out with that. So just keep that in mind. So go to the next slide. All right, so I want to talk about just the year in review. I just want to highlight a couple of programs that we had over the last year. Our fiscal year is coming to an end at the end of June, so we're July 1st to June 30th. So let's want to talk about some stuff that happened throughout the year. So one of the things we did this year was we had a program. It was a breakfast and learn series at Wentworth. There were 4 different sessions, which I thought was very cool. You'll see on the screen, these are some of the either software companies that we learned about or firms that participated. I thought it was very, very timely to talk about AI, right? That's on everyone's mind. So a lot of people had questions. I thought this was a good series. So in September, we did safety. October, we had a series on cost management. November was time management. And December, we did a QA/QC session. And that was all about how AI relates to those subjects. A couple of other events that I'd like to highlight. If you see in the top right there kind of corner is the CM Club Student Summit. So that was pretty awesome. Myself and some of the other board members attended that. We got to hang out with the Wentworth students and learn about what they're doing. We had a site visit at Huntington Tower, which is pretty cool. I'm more of a horizontal construction guy, so I don't get to see a lot of vertical construction. So it was cool to just go up on top of the building, kind of see what was going on. I thought that was pretty awesome. We had several Wentworth alums give us that site tour, which I thought was also pretty cool to see them and giving back. We're also joined by another school from Rhode Island. It was Roger Williams. Roger Williams also joined us, which I thought was awesome. If you look in the bottom right, so that was the joint CMAA SAME owners forum. So shout out to all the owners for showing up. We had DCAM, MassDOT, MBTA, Massport, who's represented well over there, by the way. You guys roll deep. I like it. And NWRA. So I thought that was a very successful event. The food there at Maggiano's, it was awesome. I'm glad we don't have our events there too often because I'd be a lot heavier than I am now. So that's good. But anyways, great event. We hope to do more of that in the near future here. And in the bottom left, we had the CMAA golf tournament. So shout out to the golf committee for setting that up. That was just last Wednesday. That was great weather. It was a great time. I really enjoyed it, except I didn't win anything. So we should have rigged that. I don't know how we allowed that to happen. Anyway, that was at the Brook Meadow Country Club down in Canton. I like to thank the student volunteers who really helped out with that, right? They made that. They did a great job. They always do. They just make it look like they've been there. They work there. That's all just great there. And also sponsors. So nothing could happen without sponsorship. So, one of the things we like to do, our main purpose is to give out scholarships in addition to credentialing and all that. But really, sponsorship makes this all possible. So outside of our organization, that's really important. So I just want to take the opportunity to recognize these sponsors. So I'll go down the list. So SCV, Jacobs Engineering, Gilbane, WSP, JLL, PMA Consultants, Timberline Construction, HDR, Stantec, Massport, Hexagon Multivista, Kevel Enterprises, and Parsons. So those are our gold level sponsors. So thank you all for being sponsors. What? Yes. All right. It's all right. It's on 2 slides, so my bad. Pay attention here. All right. Silver sponsors. We have Kennedy Construction Advisory Services, SecMet Project Controls, Geocomp, McCourt Construction. For bronze, we have Wentworth Sweeney Programs of Construction Management and Attain. So round of applause for silver and bronze. All right. All right. So in addition to support from our local sponsors, we also have support from CMAA National. So we're fortunate over the last several years to have national representation at this event, and today is no different. So I'd like to take the opportunity to introduce National CMAA Board Chair-elect Mike Mendick from Connecticut Department of Transportation. He's going to come up here and say a few words. So, Mike, thank you.
Good afternoon. Thank you. We'll see if I can do this without the reading glasses. We'll see. So on behalf of CMAA and the Board of Directors, I want to thank Derek and the rest of the New England Board of Directors chapter for inviting me here today. So, as we prepare to celebrate the semi-quincentennial of declaring our independence from England, I find it fitting to be in Boston, where it all started, as similarly, 16 years ago, Connecticut declared its independence from New England. Look, it wasn't you, it was us. At least that's what we told me. I wasn't there, so I'm not really sure. But regardless, today, both chapters stand proudly as shining examples of well-run volunteer associations, albeit only one of them has won Chapter of the Year 8 out of the 9 years. So not sure who that was. So in the spirit of CMA President and CEO Andrea Rutledge, I will share 3 things for you to know, and then ask you to also do 3 things. So number 1, CMA now has 34 chapters, the most recent being the Heartland chapter, which is our first virtual chapter covering Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Iowa, Missouri, and the Dakotas. While the national conferences are fantastic, chapters are really the lifeblood of the association, and often people's very first exposure to CMA. Putting on quality events and programs such as today are vital to the positive member experience. 2, as many of you know, Andrea will be retiring at the end of June. During her 9-year tenure, membership has more than doubled from 14,000 to 29,000 members. Over 17,000 professionals, including Austin, have CMCI credentials. and financial reserves have been strengthened to almost $4 million. We are in a better place today because of her leadership. And 3, the search for CMA's next transformational leader is active, with the position posted just this week. If all proceeds to schedule, and yes, for the record, a Gantt chart was used, we expect to be able to announce our next CEO at this fall's conference. Until then, the search committee has named David Leckie as interim CEO. David is a talented nonprofit executive with proven experience leading organizations through periods of transition and change. We are excited about the next steps under David's interim leadership, confident that the core association functions will be managed well. And now for the 3 things I'm going to ask you to do, which there are probably some people here that might have done them all already, so we'll see. So the first thing, make a point of inviting at least one new to CMA colleague to a chapter event and introduce them. Pretty easy, right? 2, if you haven't already, visit the CMA Advocacy Action Center and register to become a CMA advocate, where you can learn about CMA's advocacy initiatives, upcoming events, and legislative updates. Just last month, on our 3rd Hill Day in Washington, D.C., CMA members visited 43 congressional offices to advocate on CMA's mission, including credentialing opportunities for Department of Defense employees to earn the CCM and other credentials. And finally, registration is now open for CMA Denver, October 4th through the 6th at the Gaylord Rockies. I look forward to seeing you there. Congratulations to all today's winners, and a big round of thanks for all the volunteers that made today's events happen. Thank you.
That was great. Thank you so much for joining us today, Michael. And we will get this show started now, the fun part. So today we're going to cover our Distinguishing Service Awards. Then we're going to get into the CM Student Achievement Scholarships, our Educator of the Year, Person of the Year, and then we're going to get into the Project Awards. And then we'll bring up the Project of the Year, who is also our featured speaker. And with that, let's jump right in. Oh, and I will start by also saying that after this, you can find all of the pictures for this event on our CMAA New England Flickr site, and you can also get any bit of the recording from our YouTube channel. And now I have the special honor of bringing up, well, we're not going to bring them up, but we're going to have them stand. This year's Distinguished Service Awards go to Michael Bertolin at Parsons. Give Michael a round of applause. And Tom Ellis Jr. from JLL. Two of our longtime CMAA New England directors and former presidents are stepping aside to allow new professionals with new expertise be added to the board of directors. Each shall continue serving in background on the committees they are members of. Michael Bertolin, CCM PE. Mike has been a part of our board of directors for over 20 plus years, serving on several committees, but most notably on the awards committee. He's not shy, and his insights positively impact the decision-making process. I can attest to that. Mike is the director of alternative project delivery for Parsons, a global construction organization. In the past, he worked for a well-known large consulting firm as a senior vice president for over 35 years. Some of his most notable projects were within the Central Artery Big Dig program, on award-winning South Bay, South Boston interchanges, and Fort Point Channel crossing, Ted Williams Tunnel, as well as the Whittier Bridge replacement. It's the I-95 over the Merrimack River. Also a CMA Project of the Year award in the past. He was also involved in this year's award-winning Terminal 5 Pier and Dredging Project in Rhode Island. About Thomas Ellis. Tom joined our board of directors 10 years ago in 2016, but has been with CMAA since 1995. Major commitment. His two major committees are Government Affairs and Finance. He always gives his enlightened viewpoint with alternative considerations. When Tom takes hold of a project, he continually moves it forward with such a tenacity that you are assured the endeavor will be a success. He is also very involved with CMAA National. Tom has worked for well-known architectural and development firms for many years in the Metro Boston area and currently is the Senior Vice President of Project and Development Services for Jones Lang LaSalle. He is the public sector project management lead in Massachusetts with expertise in design build and construction manager at risk delivery. A couple of his notable projects are Nike Boston and 200 Newbury. Please join me in saying thank you and give a round of applause to Michael and Tom for your service. And we're going to have you both come up for a photo. Come on, Tom. Yeah, come up for a picture. This is definitely the time to eat while we're taking this picture. You can't fall. Not before you get this. Measure. Yeah. All right. And now, this is really one of the biggest parts. I will just also add that everything that we do here, the golf tournaments, everything of that sort, what we really work towards is giving scholarships and opportunities to students. Really, this is about igniting that passion, getting them involved. And these people who are winners this year, I think I've met all of them just through engagement in the association, engagement in the industry, and it is just extremely exciting. So if you see any of these students, please congratulate them. And with that, I will bring up Sidal Adegan King from Mass Port Authority. She's also the chair of our scholarship committee. And with that, we'll also have a mentee while she's making her way and getting set up. We want to know a little bit more about the universities that some of our attendees here have gone to. We're looking to also extend our reach, and any kind of bit of information always helps us. It's a knowledge sharing world, so you wouldn't mind. Sidal.
I do this joke every year, but I'm not going to do it. I am vertically not challenged this year. And my apologies for my voice. For some reason, my voice just kind of left me this morning. So, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sidal Adegan King. I have a privilege of serving as chair of CMAA New England Scholarship Committee, which means I get one of the best job in CMAA New England chapter, helping celebrate and support some truly outstanding students. I am genuinely happy to be here today. Events like this are always special because they give us an opportunity to recognize hardworking, talented students who represent our future of the industry. Before we begin recognizing our scholarship recipients, I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to all our sponsors, members, our supporters. Your continued generosity makes this program possible. Because of your support, we are able to invest in the next generation of construction management professionals. Future builders, planners, leaders, problem solvers, project managers who will help shape our communities for years to come. Reading through this year's applications reminded us just how much talent, ambitious, and potential exists within the next generation of construction professionals. I would like to also recognize and thank the member of Scholarship Committee for their time, dedication, and thoughtful participation throughout the selection process. William Carney, Timothy Johnson, Alejandra Mazzotto, Christina Cosmo, Emily Andrews, Brianna Myers, and special thanks to my special Deborah community. Thank you all for your hard work, commitment, making this process both meaningful and successful. Each year, we distribute scholarship to college and universities throughout New England that offer construction management program at both undergraduate and graduate levels. We are proud to partner with these industries to support students pursuing career in this field. This year, we received an outstanding amount of applicants, 16 in total, including 13 undergraduate applications and 3 graduate submissions. And I have to say, this year's selection process was incredibly competitive. The essays, experiences, accomplishments shared by these students made the selection process both challenging and inspiring for our committee. At one point during our discussion, I think we all agreed the committee members deserved another scholarship for ourselves to after all the debating we have done. Well, we'll discuss this later. But in all seriousness, every applicant should feel proud of themselves, the work, the application they submitted, and everything they have achieved so far. Because of this incredible support from our sponsors and members, CMAA New England is proud to award 7 scholarships this year, and each of them will be receiving amount of $5,000. At this time, I would like to invite our scholarship recipients to stand as their names are read. We kindly ask that applause be held until all the recipients have been recognized. This year's scholarship, CMAA New England Scholarship recipients are Melanie Chavez, Vanford Institute of Technology, Jasmine Darley, Roger Williams University, Amber Murphy, Worcester Polytechnical University, Maxwell Colombo, Roger Williams University, Samuel Makato, Vanford Institute of Technology, Claudio Lefort, Western New England University, Iliana Schneider, Northeastern University. Not really honest here. I believe not. Thank you. To our scholarship committee, and thank you for their time again. And then to our scholarship recipients, congratulations. Your application showed us far more strong grades and thoughtful essay. They reflected determination, leadership, resilience, passion, and genuine commitment to the future of construction management profession. You present next generation of our builders, problem solvers, and industry leaders. We are incredibly proud to support you as you begin your next chapter of this journey. One day, many of you will be leading major projects, mentoring future professionals, managing difficult schedules, reviewing budgets, and possibly explaining change orders. So today, enjoy being student while you still can. But truly, future of this industry is bright because of you. Now comes my favorite part of the program, literally, and we will be hearing our students now.
Good afternoon. My name is Melanie Chavez, and I'm currently a junior studying construction management with a concentration in infrastructure at Wentworth Institute of Technology in Boston, Massachusetts.
Hello, everyone. My name is Max Colombo. I just finished my junior year at Roger Williams University in Bristol, Rhode Island, where I'm majoring in construction management with minors in business and real estate.
My name is Jasmine Darley, and I am a rising senior at Roger Williams University, majoring in construction management with minors in business and real estate.
My name is Claudia LaFleur, a construction management student at Western New England University.
My name is Sam Machado. I'm an engineer studying construction management at Wentworth Institute of Technology, where I also serve as the Vice President of Finance for the Construction Management Club.
Murphy. I'm a civil engineering student at Worcester Polytechnic Institute, pursuing my BS/MS in construction project management.
It's Lainey Schneider, and I just graduated from the 4+1 program at Northeastern University, where I earned my bachelor's degree in civil engineering as well as my master's degree in civil engineering with a concentration in construction management.
I wanted to start off by sharing what I do at Wentworth, which is I serve as the president for the Construction Management Club, as well as Wentworth CMAA and HEC student chapters. I'm also a proud member of our Sigma Lambda Chi Omicron 5 chapter. And over the past 3 years, I've completed 4 co-ops, my first one being upon graduating Medford Vocational Technical High School, and I reaching out to a company president and asking if there was any work related to the field I was entering. It's that summer that solidified that construction wasn't just a job, but it was where I belonged. And I just want to thank everyone, my mom and dad, and let them know that I'm proud to be a first-generation student and proud to be their daughter.
Within the world of construction management, I found a passion in the heavy civil sector. I was fortunate enough to intern with Skanska Civil last summer, working on a road and bridge reconstruction project in Rhode Island. And the last 3 years studying at Roger Williams have been a great experience. I've had the opportunity to participate in many extracurriculars. I'm a member of the Construction Management Club, the AGC of America Club, as well as the fishing club on campus. I've also been able to participate on our competition teams, where we travel regionally to compete against other students and gain real-world knowledge from industry professionals.
I chose construction management because I've been fascinated by construction since I was young, and I believe it most closely aligns with who I am and my interests. I find construction very fascinating in the way that there's never a dull moment. There's always a new challenge to face and something new to learn. And as a very curious hands-on learner myself, I think that there's so much to learn in construction, all the different moving pieces. And I appreciate what construction does and what it contributes to society.
I'm a sophomore construction management student at Western New England University, also studying for a minor in business. Since my freshman year at Western New England, I've made an active effort to be a strong part of my campus community. I am also a member of my school's American Society of Civil Engineers, Society of Women Engineers, and Women in Business Club. Being present and supportive on my campus has been very important to me to help me create teamwork and leadership skills that will help me succeed in the construction management field. My dream is to work on residential projects and job sites where I can have an active role in making a house a home for people and families. This interest and passion started from watching and helping my father and family build parts of our own home start to finish. I have grown to love seeing each process, planning, and designing step of building a project and watching the design come to life.
I've completed 2 co-ops that have shaped my path into this industry. My first was with Block Builders in Franklin, where I quickly took on responsibility and stepped into an acting superintendent role. My second co-op was with J. Benson Construction in St. Thomas, where I learned the importance of estimating, how AI tools like Toggle AI support pre-construction, and how to adapt to a completely new environment, including driving on the left side of the road. In the Virgin Islands, I saw how construction managers play a critical role in rebuilding communities after natural disasters, and that experience reinforced why I'm pursuing construction management.
On campus, I'm involved with the Women's Club volleyball team, as well as being a peer learning assistant. My interest in STEM and construction stemmed from projects back home where I learned how to install vinyl flooring, drop ceilings, framing, and doing patio construction projects. What drives me is giving back to my community. I'm currently working on an ADA accessible ramp design project for a nonprofit in Worcester. This has been an incredibly meaningful experience for me.
I was originally drawn to civil engineering by the idea that so much of the built world around us, the buildings we live in, the roads we travel on, and the infrastructure that connects our communities is shaped by civil engineers working behind the scenes. I was inspired by the opportunity to be part of a field where your work is visible in everyday life and has an impact on how people experience their environment. As a woman in engineering, I hope to inspire more students, especially young women, to pursue careers in civil engineering and construction management.
And I want to thank again the CMAA New England Scholarship Committee and everyone that helped me along this journey. Thank you again.
I want to thank CMAA New England for their generous scholarship. I deeply appreciate it, and it'll be a great help with my academic career.
I am deeply grateful for the CMAA Foundation and everyone who's made this scholarship opportunity available to me, as I would not have come so far in my academic and professional journey if not for generous scholarships such as these. Thank you.
Thank you again for the honor and recognition of receiving this award. I look forward to working with such a great organization in the future. Thank you.
Thank you again for this scholarship and for everyone who has supported me along my way.
I'm incredibly grateful to receive the CMAA New England Scholarship, and thank you for your support and encouragement while I pursue a career I love.
Thank you so much again to CMAA for this opportunity and your support.
Now we cue the applause.
I would like to once again thank you for our sponsors, members, committee volunteers, academic partners, and everyone who is here today supporting New England Chapter's scholarship program. Thank you all for being part of this mission and enjoy your luncheon.
And thank you, Sadal, for all that you do.
All right. Yeah, I probably should have given you a heads up, just telling you when to apply. We'll get that right for the project videos. All right. I would also like to take the opportunity to recognize two additional students. We are fortunate to have these two individuals here from Wentworth who are the two recipients of this year's Mark Hasso Endowment Scholarship that is through Wentworth Institute of Technology. It was 6 years ago today, or not today, 6 years ago, let's keep it general, that we gave our initial gift as a chapter to start the endowment fund. And so we've seen some really strong students come through that. We don't have any part in who gets selected, but we like to bring them here to show them off to everybody. So I will ask that Benjamin and Sonia please stand and be recognized. We got two over here. Yeah.
Congratulations.
All right. Our next award, Educator of the Year, is a brand new award this year. The awards committee has been developing this year, this award and its criteria for a couple of years now. And as you can imagine, committees take a long time to get anything done, but it became so much easier when we realized we had such an exemplary candidate in front of us and who's with us on the board. Mike D'Agostino is the program administrator for construction management at Wentworth Institute of Technology and is celebrating his 20th year at Wentworth. So we'll just pause for applause there. All right. Trust me, we'll get it. But it is actually his student first mentality that has earned him this award. There is no way I can put into words the level of effort that Mike puts into getting his CM students and even students at other universities connected with the industry and into their careers, either into their co-ops or careers after graduation. So many people in this room, I have to imagine, have been invited to Wentworth to share their experiences in front of the students. I myself am included in that. I have a couple quotes. You'll also find these in the booklet from former students. The first one, and I don't have whose credit it is. I wasn't given that, so they're anonymous. Early in my time at Wentworth, senior students encouraged me to seek guidance from Professor D'Agostino whenever support or direction was needed. From my first interaction, he demonstrated an openness and approachability that immediately put me at ease. And the second one, Professor D'Agostino does not simply provide advice. He actively helps students navigate opportunities and make informed decisions about their futures. I arrived as a freshman at Wentworth in the fall of 2008. And so if you do the math, he was there in 2006. And I met Mike when I got hired or chose a work study program down in the CM labs as a lab tech assistant. So I feel like I've known him for a while, obviously in a professional setting. I don't think I have his wife beat as far as how long they've known Mike, but I'll put my my 18 years of knowing Mike up against anyone else in the room. So a shout from anyone who thinks they know him longer. All right.
You win.
All
You
right.
take the cake.
So with that, it is my pleasure to invite Mike to the stage to accept the inaugural Educator of the Year award and share a few words.
Awesome photo before or after? Go for it.
Thanks, everybody. I'd like to congratulate all the award winners here today, as well as the student scholarship winners. You are the future of this industry, and we look forward to seeing all that you'll accomplish in the years ahead. Thank you first to CMAA New England, an organization made up of people I admire and respect. I'm proud to serve on the CMAA New England Board of Directors. I want to thank my fellow board members for all they do and for the countless hours they dedicate as volunteers to this outstanding organization. Thank you to my wife, Joanne, and my daughters, Maria and Christina, for always supporting me over the past 20 years. I think with all the travel and after-hour university events, industry events, student activities, I've missed a few parent-teacher conferences and other family events also. But through it all, I've always had their love and support, and I appreciate that. Thank you, Joanne. I'd also like to give a special thanks to John Cribbs, Dean of the School of Management at Wentworth. Without John's support, I would not be able to do everything I do to help students succeed. Thank you, John. Mark Hasso was a colleague of mine for many years. He was the person who first got me involved with CMAA. When Mark became ill and had to step away from Wentworth, I felt compelled to continue the work he started. I began bringing students to CMAA breakfasts and national conferences with the CMAA student chapter. I've worked to carry on his legacy by supporting construction management students, not only at Wentworth, but universities throughout New England that CMAA New England serves. You know, this award means the world to me. As a former contractor, I've always loved to build. As an educator, I still get to build, only now I help build careers. I love teaching, but my role as an educator is so much more than what happens in the classroom. That's what makes this profession so special. It's about the connections we make with the students in the classroom through organizations like the CM Club and CMAA Student Chapter, and through the lasting relationships we build with alumni and industry professionals. Many of those that supported me for this nomination are here today. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. I'm honored to receive the inaugural CMAA New England Mark Hasso Educator of the Year Award. Mark's impact on our profession, our students, and so many of us personally will never be forgotten. I look forward to continuing to honor his legacy through the work I do every day. Mark often reminded us that our greatest responsibility is to invest in the next generation. I hope that through my work with students, I continue to make him proud. Thank you all.
Big round of applause. Couldn't imagine a person more deserving of our first Educator of the Year award. And gotta keep it together. I was not yawning. I was actually tearing up. Okay. Now I have the pleasure of announcing our Person of the Year. It is my great pleasure to introduce Mr. Philip Eng. And I will go ahead and read his bio if you want to come up and join us here. Philip Eng was appointed in April 2023 as the MBTA General Manager and CEO. He started his more than 40-year transportation career in New York City and subsequently moved to Boston, working in a variety of capacities with increasing responsibilities, including maintenance, design, capital, engineering, and construction. He committed early to learning about different disciplines. His dedication to continuous learning has afforded Philip the ability to understand the broad variety of interconnected, often competing needs and requirements of an organization. Philip works tirelessly, challenging himself and others to think boldly, be innovative, and resolve issues. He recognizes that successful project execution is part and parcel of active workforce development, providing the workforce with the tools and methods they need to succeed. Evidence of Philip's accomplishments at the MBTA for the past 3 years is demonstrated by the T's 2026 spring service schedule, where nearly all modes of transit saw improved reliability and/or increased frequency. Philip's Bold Track Improvement Program is just one of his many successes in his brief 3-year tenure. Launched in November 2023, the TIP addressed decades of deferred track maintenance. In 14 months, the MBTA eliminated more than 220 speed restrictions across the subway network, saving riders 2.4 million minutes every day. That's a lot. And get this, and generating nearly 1 million in economic benefit every day. In March 2026, the MBTA celebrated the 1-year anniversary of the Fall River New Bedford line as part of South Coast Rail program. Philip was instrumental in accelerating the project to deliver meaningful results to the southeastern Massachusetts residents who waited for decades for a public transportation system to and from Boston. The recently awarded over $1 billion plus North Station Draw 1 rail structure reconstruction project included innovative designs and active collaboration among all participating stakeholders. Philip's mid-design process pivot from traditional design bid build to design build resulted in a product concept with more cost certainty and a shorter construction timeline. Phil Eng's unwavering focus on the people the MBTA serves, the riders and the surrounding community, is on full display. A well-functioning public transportation system enhances everyone's quality of life. It connects people and communities. And for that, we thank Philip Eng, our Person of the Year. Thank you so much.
Wow. I should have taken a tip from the Educator of the Year, Mike D'Agostino, because you had notes and stuff. And I'm realizing I don't have any notes. I'll take one tip right off the start because I'll forget if I don't do it. I have to thank my wife, Carol, right from the beginning. She's put up with me for way too long. And just as you see me on my phone constantly is the way I'm at home, unfortunately, and disrupting dinners, disrupting family events. But I think so many of you live that life too. It's what we do. It's what's in our blood. Thank you. I didn't mean to get that way. I was just at the governor's office this morning. Chief Hoffer had high school students and amazed me about how they talked about climate change and getting involved and being leaders. And each of them spoke so eloquently. And then I come here and I see the scholarship winners. And you just see, as Michael said and others have said, the future is so bright knowing what we have there. And to all of the scholarship winners, it's a fantastic career to be in this field. If you look around the room, the folks that are here, your peers, your colleagues, your mentors, are leading the way. At the same time, your leaders are yourself in everything you do. Stay the course, take on the challenges head on, but enjoy the ride. And at the end of it, you're going to really have not only a fantastic career, a rewarding career, and something that you will cherish forever with your family and your friends. And there is a commitment to it, but that's the passion that you do. I want to thank the industry because none of this would be possible without the support and the collaboration of everyone. It's been like that for over 40 years, and I know as the industry succeeds, we succeed as an agency. And I get lucky to go along for the ride. I get lucky to be part of fantastic teams. No one person does it alone. I've had great leadership at the top, from Governor Healy, Lieutenant Governor Driscoll, the entire administration, and of course, legislative support that allows us to deliver on the track improvement program, on $1 billion+ Draw One Bridge project. It is amazing to be part of what we do. I have to thank my colleagues that are sitting over there at table 6 and our board members and Chair McGee. Again, committed to the craft. The board members do this for gratis, and I make their life tough, but they support us. The team that is sitting here from the MBTA, day in and day out, committed public servants, delivering on all the things that you gave me credit for. There's one gentleman who's not here. I understand was the culprit who submitted my name. Right, Sam Zhao, he is my chief engineer, and he is head of the capital delivery team. He's actually on a shuttle bus coming from the field to come to the event. So when he walks in the door, he deserves the accolades, not me, along with the team. Just in general, though, the industry, CMAA, I want to say thank you to the New England chapter. There are so many people deserving of this. And, while I'm getting the acknowledgement, it is the entire industry, the MBTA team, of course, the board members, the entire industry. I just want to say thank you to all. I don't know if I had anything else I would have put on my notes there, Michael, but yeah, it's truly a blessing to be here. I'm happy to work with each and every one of you, and congratulations to all of you, because as an industry, we are delivering. Massachusetts is a fantastic place to live, work, and play. That's why 3 years ago, I chose to make it my home and enjoying every second of it. So thank you all, and I'm going to close with that.
Take the photo?
Take a photo.
Quick picture? Congratulations. Yes. Amazing speakers. I don't know if anybody else is crying. If you need tissues, can definitely leave them down. Okay, now we get into the Project Excellence Awards. Another fun part. Starting with infrastructure, less than 30 million. This project is awarded to the Logan Airport Roadway Rehabilitation Project, submitted by Bond Civil and Utility. And I'll say this, we're going to show videos of each project and pay attention because you're going to get to vote after.
Yes. Welcome. We're proud to accept this recognition of the Logan Airport Roadway Rehabilitation Project, an important infrastructure initiative delivered by Bond.
Using a design, bid, build, delivery method, the team rehabilitated critical roadway infrastructure at Logan International Airport. The project improved roadway safety, enhanced drop-off areas for ADA compliance, and increased operational efficiency, all while maintaining continuous airport access and functionality. The work included phased rehabilitation across airport roadways with reinforced concrete pavement, asphalt paving, bridge expansion joint replacements, traffic control infrastructure, thermal line striping, lighting upgrades, and elastomeric coating of the arrivals tunnel interior walls and ceilings.
What made this project exceptional was not only the finished product, but how it was built. Construction took place within an active international airport, surrounded by strict security requirements, heavy traffic volumes, limited work windows, and nonstop passenger activity. Maintaining uninterrupted airport operations, emergency access, and public safety required disciplined phasing, off-hour work, and constant coordination with Massport operations and project stakeholders.
Through proactive schedule management and adaptive sequencing, the project team delivered all key phases of the project ahead of schedule, as well as deliver the project on time. A detailed critical path method schedule, real-time progress tracking, and close stakeholder coordination kept the work aligned with critical milestones while protecting airport operations. The project also demonstrated strong cost control.
Safety and quality remain constant priorities throughout construction. Over 22,000 project hours, the team achieved 0 incidents, 0 OSHA recordables, and 0 lost time accidents.
Innovation played a major role. Bond developed advanced phasing and traffic control strategies and proposed alternative sequencing for joint replacement that reduced construction duration, minimized disruption, and improved long-term performance.
The result is a safer, more reliable, and more efficient roadway network for Logan Airport, delivered with teamwork, transparency, and a shared commitment to excellence. On behalf of Massport and Bond, we thank STV, Brox Industries, Mass Bay Electric, and the entire project team for making this success possible.
And if we can have the team please stand, your awards are at your table. Okay. And awarded are for infrastructure less than 50 million is the Conley Terminal New Truck Gate Processing Facilities Project submitted by Jacobs and GEI.
The Port of Boston is the oldest continuously active major port in the Western Hemisphere. In 2014, Massport launched the Conley Terminal Modernization Program, an $800 million investment in the infrastructure of the Port of Boston. Design and construction of the new truck gate processing facilities was a critical component of terminal modernization.
The new facilities incorporate state-of-the-art, fully remote gate processing technology to optimize traffic flow and improve terminal operational efficiency and safety. The project was designed to minimize truck idling time and prevent truck queuing onto local roadways, reducing noise and emissions, which are key concerns of the local community.
The facilities were installed in 4 phases: the Eastern Wharf bulkheads, the new in and out gates, the new inbound gate equipment shed, and all of this was with the new remote sensing technology. Over the course of the project, we worked 115,000 total job hours, and there were no OSHA recordables or lost time incidents during the project.
Project construction was completed under budget and ahead of schedule. Cost control was carefully managed throughout construction to identify and mitigate cost risks early. Schedule management was critical, and lean pulpetting was successfully utilized frequently throughout design and construction.
The work occurred within an existing operational container terminal. Detailed phasing and constant communication was required to minimize impacts to operations. Approximately 74,000 cubic yards of material was reused as part of the project, reducing truck visits to both offsite disposal and importation of new fill materials.
The new truck gate processing facilities project maximized container storage space on the terminal, optimized truck arrival and departure, and reduced truck queuing back onto local public roads. Further, it has enhanced the sustainability, resiliency, and efficiency of Conley Terminal, the leading container port in the Northeast.
And I'd like to ask the Conley Terminal team to please stand. There you go. Okay. Our next award, infrastructure less than 100 million, goes to the Terminal 5 Pier and Dredging, submitted by WSP USA.
The project was originally contemplated as a design build project. We really wanted to find the best and brightest design and construction teams that we could. QDC spent a lot of time iterating the configuration of this particular pier, including its location. And what we landed on was really what we dub as the Swiss Army knife here of the port. Getting a design build team was really a factor that made us feel comfortable with how this project was going to be executed.
We won the work based on some novel ideas that we brought to the table.
So the pier was designed in mind to have a heavy lift capacity, and to reduce the total number of piles used in the project, we designed it where the heavy lift loading capacity on the deck was only where it was needed. So this allowed Manafort ended up having to drive less piles, save money.
And segmenting the work so that we reduce the lag time between procurement and installation. And everyone was bringing a wealth of knowledge to that conversation so that when we hit the ground, we were able to really hit the ground running.
So we started off pile driving with the steel piles. Then once we had multiple pile bent lines in place, we brought in the precast concrete, and that came up on barges, and then we set that precast on top of these 30-inch piles, and then we built a deck on top of that for the main pier. This project was a true team effort with our engineers, with WSP, with Quonset, and any kind of issues that came up, we'd discussed, and then we'd execute it.
The dredging was supposed to be permitted and in the dredging window prior to the construction window. That slipped due to some permitting issues out of our control. So it meant that, me and Aaron had to sort of resequence the work so that we were able to allow the dredging crews to work around us. It got very, very busy here. At one point, there were 7 active construction barges, 5 active construction boats, all within a quarter mile.
From the concept and planning phases that QDC undertook in-house, and then transferring that to bridging documents for the design build team to take over was really a pleasant and eye-opening experience for us.
And if the Terminal 5 pier and dredging team would please stand. Oh, yeah. Congratulations. Award for infrastructure greater than 100 million goes to the MBTA Rail Bridge Replacement Design Build Project submitted by BHB.
The MBTA Rail Bridge Design Build Project replaced 6 commuter rail bridges to extend their service life and bring them into a state of good repair. This initiative was part of the MBTA's $8 billion 5-year capital investment plan to improve infrastructure, enhance accessibility, and modernize systems. The MBTA bundled the 6 replacements into a single design build contract, which enabled overlapping design and construction, rapid decision-making, and integrated planning for highly constrained rail outages. Coordinating across 6 distinct bridge sites on multiple commuter rail lines, each with unique operational, geotechnical, and community constraints, provided complex project challenges. But this team rose to the occasion. Working within strict rail outage windows, the team collaborated seamlessly to complete work while minimizing impacts to passengers and surrounding communities. The team's forward-thinking design incorporated accelerated bridge construction techniques, including self-propelled modular transporters to move the superstructures into place. 2 bridges crossing Bacon Street and Intervale Road are located within just 1 mile of each other on the same rail line. The team used common details and mirrored construction sequences to work on the bridges simultaneously during each weekend shutdown, demonstrating that multiple bridges on the same line can be replaced concurrently in high-stakes outages. Through disciplined scheduling, outage-specific plans, and innovative, practical construction techniques, the team delivered future-ready bridges within the allotted schedule and budget. This project is now a model for upcoming rail bridge replacement initiatives in New England and beyond.
We now invite the MBTA Rail Bridge Replacement Design Build Project team to please stand. Congratulations. Awarded for building new construction less than 30 million goes to Malden Catholic Academic and Athletic Facility submitted by Timberline Construction.
This project was incredibly important to Malden Catholic. This was transformative. This took our campus from 850 students to almost 1,100 students. It's been an absolutely transformative project, and it's completely catapulted Malden Catholic.
By making the gym inside the building, but making it just tall enough where we could incorporate a third floor across the entire footprint of the academic building, it allowed us to put that program in the building and fit it on what was a very tight and challenging site.
There was a point in the project when the construction caught up to the spot where the power lines started impeding our site footprint. At that point, we did have to demobilize our crews and remobilize them on another aspect of the building. That flexibility allowed us to continue this and push the schedule while we gave National Grid more time to relocate those power lines. We implemented 3D coordination at an early stage in the project in order to help expedite installation, so that when we were in site, we were making progress every single day. We weren't backtracking, trying to resolve clashes in the field.
Team collaboration in my mind, and it is what I do, but is absolutely critical to a project. If there was an issue in the field, knowing that the super was going to call us so that at any given time, not just the Timberline team or the Scalora team, but the whole team knew the health of the budget, the risks that were at hand, the challenges that we were dealing with.
This project represents the complete transformation of our school. This is a 93-year-old institution that had one building. This instantly doubles the size of our campus. It represents the ability for our students to have high-level high school programming with electives like biomedical engineering, financial literacy, and entrepreneurship. It allows our student athletes to be able to train year-round in an indoor fitness center, a massive turf field. And it allows Malden Catholic to expand its mission to 7th and 8th grade. It's been a completely transformative project for the school, and we're incredibly grateful for everything Timberline has done.
And if the Malden Catholic team wouldn't mind standing, you are present in the facility. They're here. They're standing oh, there we go. Congratulations. For building new construction less than 100 million goes to Winfield Public Safety Buildings, submitted by PMA Consultants.
This important project had three major goals. One is a handicap accessible town hall for our citizens. Secondly is meeting space for our boards and commissions and citizens to gather and meet. And third, a state-of-the-art public safety facility for police and fire that allowed those individuals to do the important work they do.
The public safety project consists of two building sites, one for a fire headquarters and one for a combined town hall public safety building. At the headquarters, the building footprint was extremely tight, with a fully operational U.S. post office directly adjacent to the construction area. This adjacency required an efficient floor plan and careful construction, coordination, and planning. Town hall and public safety site posed challenges with limited area for expansion due to an active DPW facility and fueling station located directly behind the building.
From the onset, the Winfield Public Safety Project had no shortage of challenges. The project had clear budget constraints and very challenging sites. With the entire team pulling in the same direction, we found creative means of saving significant funds during pre-construction.
Using the CM at risk delivery method was essential. It allowed our team to collaborate early, solve problems in real time, and keep police and fire operations running safely throughout construction. The partnership opened the door for real innovation, resequencing work to avoid service interruptions, developing cost-saving solutions during a volatile market, and tackling environmental and structural challenges without slowing the project. Today, these modern, resilient facilities reflect Winfield values: safety, service, and taking care of the people who take care of us.
We are in full operation at both stations now. It's safer, more efficient, much better for my members. We couldn't be any more grateful to the team.
Well, right now, we're inside the conference room of the police station. And through all the challenges and budgeting, it came out wonderful. And we thank the project team and design team for that.
It was our collective teamwork that turned this vision into a reality, a project that we can all be proud of for years to come.
Congratulations to the Linfield Public Safety's Buildings team. I think they're over here somewhere.
We all see Mohammed. Right over there. There he is.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
You got to stand.
Yeah, come on, Mohammed. Oh, over there. Got it.
Well, photography. Yeah. Okay. We got it. We got it. Mohammed, you can't be in the video and do such a great job and then not stand up. I mean, all right. Buildings new construction greater than 100 million is the South Station Tower submitted by Suffolk Construction.
South Station is the busiest transit hub in New England. Tens of thousands of travelers pass through here every day. We had a vision of creating Boston's newest, most innovative skyscraper above one of the city's most historic spaces, all while keeping the station open to passengers. It was a vision that was decades in the making.
South Station Tower is a complex project, but the ambition was simple: to create something unmistakably of our time while speaking directly to Boston's past and looking toward its future. The 51-story tower rises above the 1899 head house with office and residential space and an elevated park. At the base, 8 super columns and vaulted arches carry the tower's weight to the ground. It's where engineering and architecture come together, solving real constraints while creating something open, dignified, and distinctly Boston.
Suffolk was proud to serve as the CM at risk on this project. Given the challenge of building over the most active transit hub in the Northeast, we carefully phased the schedule to avoid interrupting commuters. We worked closely with the team at Hines, Pelly Clark, and all our dedicated trade partners and agencies like the MBTA and MassDOT to complete the work and to minimize disruptions. We built not only the tower, but also expanded the bus terminal and improved the circulation of the train space below. To make that happen, we used the combination of deep foundations, an 8-story podium, and the now iconic arches within the station itself.
This is the best new building in Boston, and the project itself set a new standard for construction management, teamwork, and stewardship of public infrastructure. This team should be incredibly proud of what we've built here. We're grateful for their efforts to add a new icon to the Boston skyline.
Congratulations to the South Station Tower project team. All right, building renovation less than 30 million. The Wadsworth House at Harvard University, submitted by Harvard University.
Wadsworth House was the first place where General George Washington started to gather the Continental Army as part of the American Revolution.
House was built in 1726. It's the second oldest building at Harvard, and we're located right in Harvard Square inside our Harvard Yard. A lot of people coming in and out. The red line is right beneath us.
Wadsworth House is important for the university from a historic perspective. It serves as a reminder of Harvard's entanglement with colonial slavery practices.
All of the dignitaries that enter Harvard, here is the first stop, and it's sort of the showpiece of Harvard.
The overall project at Wadsworth House focused on renewing this building and replacing almost all of the building systems. Through the course of the history of the building, there have been many additions and alterations.
So every wall we opened up, we found something behind it. Every piece of flooring we lifted had some tier to it, but the biggest was the structural component.
The foundation had caved away over the years, and there was basically nothing left of the rubble foundation wall.
We came up with a system to do shoring as required without penetrating the exterior envelope and reinforcing and lining those interior foundations to make it stable. And then a very meticulous restoration process.
Did full window restoration of the 55 windows. We had to set up abatement and containment for it. We did a steam box method, which was new to a lot of us.
Believe it or not, they did not think about ADA access in the 1700s. So installing ramps, installing a lift inside of the building required a lot of different structural adjustments and upgrades.
Bringing new systems into a home that wasn't meant for it was extremely challenging, but coming in and scanning the house, once we had opened up all the walls and all the demo, using our technology of today into the history of the home.
There is a huge amount of pride when you finish a project like this, that you've pulled it off and you're passing it on to the next generation.
At the end of the day, we set out to restore the property and make it ADA accessible, both of which we achieved, and the tenants are extremely happy about it.
Congratulations to the Wadsworth House project team. I believe they're over here. We are making excellent time, I just have to say. Kudos to us. Building renovation, less than $50 million. The Framingham Logan Express parking garage expansion, submitted by Stantec.
The Framingham Logan Express parking garage expansion supports a critical regional transit connection to and from Logan Airport, serving Metro West and surrounding communities. This project expands the existing garage to keep up with sustained daily demand for airport services and to reduce traffic congestion. Our goal was to create a better customer experience while supporting Massport's goals for mobility, sustainability, and responsible growth.
Strong collaboration made this project a success. Stantec led the design team through a highly coordinated CMAT-risk approach, phasing deliverables to align with construction. This allowed early procurement, precast fabrication, and stronger schedule certainty. Use of a federated BIM model allowed for close teamwork and shared digital workflows.
Community elements were prioritized in the design, including aligning with the ParkSmart program. Our team worked with the Danforth Museum to highlight local art and build a meaningful community partnership. And a competitive artist selection process led to the selection of Mia Cross for the garage wall murals.
Precast concrete structural system was a key part of the project approach and helped support an accelerated construction schedule. Sustainability was a core project driver and closely aligned with Massport's approach to responsible energy and resource management. Innovations included a building integrated photovoltaic facade developed in collaboration with the Solar Lab team, representing a first of its kind application in the United States for this system type. Early coordination focused on fabrication logistics, panel layout, production tracking, and architectural integration. This early work was important for maintaining quality and keeping everything on schedule.
Having been part of this project since the very beginning, phase one, I've grown incredibly attached to it. To me, this garage is a jewel within the Massport portfolio. Prove that you don't need a massive footprint to make a big impact. It's been wonderful to see how we have expanded our mission here, blending sustainability with the vibrant spirit of the Framingham art community. Because the entire team shared my same passion, we were able to deliver the project early, showcasing the true power of collaborative leadership.
Congratulations to the Framingham Express garage expansion. We got table over here, table there. Is there anybody else?
Congratulations.
All right. In the category of program management, we have the Red Brook Wastewater Treatment Facility submitted by Weston and Sampson.
The A.D. Makepeace Company is a long-standing cultivator of cranberries and a real estate developer in eastern Massachusetts. The company uniquely integrates continuous cranberry bog operations with sensitive real estate and conservation projects. Makepeace's Red Brook development in Plymouth, Massachusetts is a 1,300-acre master planned community of over 1,200 residences. It blends single-family homes, townhomes, and apartments with a vibrant commons area featuring shops, cafes, and community spaces. In early 2026, Weston and Sampson will achieve final completion of 2 capstone design, build, operate projects to meet the water and wastewater needs of this growing community. Their completion represents the latest milestone in a partnership that began in 2004 between Weston and Sampson and Makepeace to provide full program management services for Red Brook's utilities. Upgrades to the wastewater treatment system include improvements to an existing facility originally commissioned in 2015. Weston and Sampson partnered with Veolia Technologies to replace treatment equipment with a membrane filtration system to double the plant's capacity from 100,000 to 200,000 gallons per day under strict effluent water quality limits to protect sensitive resource areas. The expansion included a new 300,000-gallon concrete trash trap equalization and biological treatment tank. On a parallel track, we designed and constructed the Agawam Road wells and a new water purification facility. The 2 150-foot deep gravel-packed wells provide up to 750,000 gallons of drinking water daily. The project required complex directional drilling under the Agawam River and a sophisticated chemical treatment facility to ensure water quality met all public consumption standards. Both projects were executed by a multidisciplinary team that bridged design and construction while maintaining continuous operations of this critical infrastructure. This 20-year collaboration ensures long-term reliability and efficiency for Red Brook's residents.
Congratulations to the Red Brook project team. In the category chapter choice, which the committee always has a very lively discussion about, is the William E. Carter School in Roxbury/South End, submitted by Bond Building.
Many of the challenges that we were facing, we didn't even realize were challenges until we finally ended up in a building that was designed for our students. Our hallways in our old building were not wide enough for 2 students in a wheelchair to pass by each other. There were these barriers in our old space that just did not allow our students to access basic needs. You also have a cafeteria now that our students are able to go to. It is a place for socialization. These are core skills that we are trying to teach our students that are nonverbal. If we want them to learn to better communicate with their peers, prior to coming to this building, our students were in the same classroom all day, and now they go to their art class, music class, their library. We knew we needed to do this expansion on this really tight site. That outdoor space was going to be at a premium. They were able to build this garden space on the roof to have just an amazing sensory experience, play on the playground, but also not only in this safe, controlled environment, but with one of the best views in the entire city.
It really shows the commitment that the city of Boston have to education, and especially the special ed education. The goal was to design a school through the lens of the students' educational needs and ensure flexibility for future adaptation.
You can't walk into this building and not see it as a sign that your community deeply believes that your child is a learner, that they belong in this community.
The Carter School project was located on very tight urban site with little laydown area. To the north, we had the Mass Ave MBTA station with 3 different active rail lines. On top of that, on site, we were building over a live MBTA duct bank. Work plan approval was needed for any activities within the zone of influence of the MBTA infrastructure. Flagman was scheduled out months in advance. If the Amtrak couldn't fill that detail, we needed to shut down those planned activities and resequence our operations. There's a level of satisfaction that we get from knowing that the team's efforts were spent creating a first-in-class educational environment for the next generation of students.
Thank you, CMAA, for recognizing the Carter School with the Chapter Choice Award.
Congratulations to the Carter School teams. If you can stand, we have a couple of tables. We want to make sure we get both of you.
Now, the Project of the Year award goes to the University of Maine, Sean Walsh Hockey Center, and Harold Alphonse Sports Arena renovations and additions, submitted by PC Construction.
This $40.1 million project at the University of Maine represents the most significant transformation of the state's only NCAA Division I hockey venue in the building's 46-year history. Enhancements included new state-of-the-art locker rooms for the women's and men's ice hockey programs, a player development center with strengthening, conditioning, and sports medicine space.
To go.
This.
Oh, this is my phone? Is it my phone? What happened?
Maybe we should take a Menti vote after.
This $40.1 million project at the University of Maine represents the most significant transformation of the state's only NCAA Division I hockey venue in the building's 46-year history. Enhancements included new state-of-the-art locker rooms for the women's and men's ice hockey programs, a player development center with strengthening, conditioning, and sports medicine spaces, a 42-seat film room, and expanded equipment rooms, lounges, and offices. The arena underwent major enhancements, including a new entryway with an expanded concourse for a fan shop, concessions, and ticket sales, and the UMaine Hockey Hall of Champions. Sustainability guided the project, which included 31,000 square feet of renovations and 21,000 square feet of additions. Responsible resource use and energy efficiency were priorities and included bringing extensive natural daylight into spaces long closed off from exterior views, reducing the need for artificial lighting. A 3D scan, infrared testing, and drone inspections were performed to assess existing conditions and ensure accuracy and seamless integration of the complicated exterior wall system.
We did laser scanning a couple times throughout the process. One, to confirm the substrate was aligning correctly. And secondly, as it progressed, using the laser scanning to help with the fabrication of the metal panels. There's just a wow factor with the way, WBRC came up with that design and how our team and our subcontractors put it into place.
A key challenge involved working adjacent to occupied spaces, including the demolition of a courtyard whose precast flooring was also the roof over athlete lounges. After building a temporary enclosure to protect the mechanical room, PC saw cut the precast and used a crane for removal, preventing loose concrete from damaging occupied areas. The revitalized facility elevates the athlete and fan experience while strengthening UMaine's position as a premier Northeast collegiate hockey destination. The project was completed on time, on budget, and with zero safety incidents.
So we got through it. And would the University of Maine team please take a stand? There we go. And with that, our UMaine team is here to also present on the rest of the story. So I will go ahead and introduce our speakers. Joining us today to share more insights into the successful completion of this project are members of the project team. Matt Skillen, Senior Project Manager at PC Construction. I'll tell you a little bit about Matt. Matt brings nearly 3 decades of expertise managing complex renovations and large-scale new construction across the healthcare, education, and commercial markets. In his leadership role, he is responsible for directing project teams and maintaining rigorous oversight of schedules, budgets, and cost reporting to ensure every phase of construction aligns with his client goals. His recent project experience includes several award-winning projects, including the University of Maine Sean Walsh Hockey Center and Harold Alphonse Sports Arena renovations and additions at the University of Southern Maine, Portland Commons Residence Hall, and McGoldrick Center for Career and Student Success, the Southern Maine Healthcare Behavioral Renovation, and the Nest at the Saddleback Mountain. On to Dave Manns. Dave Mans is the senior project engineer for PC Construction. Dave Mans has a proven track record of delivering complex projects that demand meticulous coordination, detailed scheduling, and phased construction. Known for his high level of attention to detail, Dave excels at executing work within active environments while ensuring existing operations remain uninterrupted. His technical expertise is particularly evident in his management of intricate MEP scopes, where he collaborates closely with design teams and subcontractors to resolve constructability and coordination challenges. Dave's portfolio throughout his 20-year construction career includes a diverse range of high-profile institutional and commercial projects across Maine and New Hampshire. Moving on to Drew Swinnerton, project engineer for PC Construction. A recent graduate of the University of Maine with a degree in construction engineering technology, Drew brings a well-rounded field perspective rooted in residential electric, landscaping, and carpentry. His career with PC Construction began as an intern before transitioning into a full-time office engineer role, where he focuses on quality control and ADA upgrades for the University of Maine. Now a member of PC's Leadership Development Program, Drew serves as the on-site engineer for the Maine Inland Fisheries and Wildlife Headquarters project in Augusta. Please join me in welcoming our PC Construction team.
Thank you very much. Go to the rest of the story. So thank you for allowing us to talk a little bit more about this project. We're very honored to receive this award for PC, UMaine, WBRC, and the whole team. We're going to go over the goals of the project, a little bit about the project, our pre-construction and constructability efforts, construction challenges and innovation, and the transformation. The primary goal for this project was to maintain, with the ever-changing dynamic of Div 1 athletics, modern facilities are critical to recruit and top-end athletics, along with creating equity in both men's and women's hockey facilities. A little bit about the project up on the screen here, just so you can help orient some of you throughout the presentation. On the right-hand side, you'll see kind of the mountainous roof there. That's where we reference the Alphon Arena. That houses the University of Maine's ice rink, stands, the concessions, all to support game time activities. On the left is the Sean Walsh, which houses the locker rooms and the coaches and staff offices. As the slide showed, it's a $40 million project and it had multiple phases. Logistically, we are lucky on the fact that the arena sits on the edge of campus. So getting deliveries, parking didn't happen to be a challenge. However, our footprint was very compressed because we had to still work around the 24-25 men's and women's hockey seasons. So supporting game day activities, students aligning, they go around the bend there before game days. Some games are televised by ESPN, so we had their trailers or Nesson also showing up on site. On the right here, you'll see some of our phasing. We had two major phases. One was the additions of both the Sean Walsh and Alphon Arena with some renovation of the Sean Walsh. Second phase, which is in red, was the start date dictated by the completion of the 24-25 hockey season, which we didn't know what the start date is. Depends on how far each team went. The team actually made it to the Frozen Four that time, so it kind of had a really soft start date. But the end date was still critical to it. There's two major end dates for the project. One was to support the student athletes coming back for practices. That was the August timeframe. And then first game, which was in October. So locker rooms, when that started, it's basically a summer slammer. They got out, we renovated, they got back in, and then in October, get the concourse complete, and then they're able to support their first game. During pre-construction, the university requested of us to do a roof replacement for the Alfond Arena. It's a hyperbolic parabola, if I got that right. And due to the market and the roofing market, the trade contractors available to this work, the workload, they were scared basically to do a takeoff and give us a number to replace this roof. So what we did is we employed a drone with a laser scan, got the square footage, provided them that square footage to get bids for that. As pre-construction moved a little bit on, the university's long-term planning, they may actually be tearing into this roof, so they didn't feel the expenditure for a roof replacement was necessary. So we actually explored a roof coating system over there, which extended the warranty of the roof by 10 years and also provided substantial savings to the project, which the university actually, throughout the course of this job, used that money to do other upgrades that weren't originally part of the project. So here, and a little bit of the video went into this. This is the what was their existing concourse, or not concourse, but plaza. And underneath here was the team's lounges, main electric room, and main sprinkler room. During construction, over on the left that made this very sensitive was where you see that wheelbarrow. On the left-hand side of that is the men's locker room. And right outside that picture forward there, the stark wall, is the corridor up until the ice rink. So during pre-construction, the planning, and then actually the subsequent buyout, we required the demolition contractor not to come in here with a hammer and start beating the concrete and creating rubble into this hole here. So as you can see, we cored the existing precast, strapped it, and lifted everything out of with a crane. We also accelerate on the left-hand side there. You'll see kind of some cold form metal framing and a flattened roof there to capture a significant amount of rainwater and snow water that potentially could have fallen down into that hole during the demolition and subsequent construction, capture it and relocate it. So, you know, we're just dealing with the water that's falling straight down.
Awesome. Thanks, Matt. These photos that we're looking at right here show the area that's going to be the new locker rooms. So working with the existing conditions of the space, we only had a limited amount of head height. And that proved to be one of the most challenging spots to fit all the MEPs that we needed in that ceiling. So on the picture on the left that we're looking at, the structure was designed using these delta beams. And what that is a low profile structure that combines a hollow core precast panels to maximize the allowable headroom in those spaces, which allowed us to meet the ceiling height. So on the right-hand side, this is a frame ceiling of the locker room itself, which you can see just in this shot, the limited head space that we have from finished framing up to the bottom of that precast panel. So you saw in the video some of the shots of the finished locker room, which to an untrained eye looks great. It's flashy, it's fantastic. You know, the teams love it, but nobody really can see how that room actually functions. So this is a shot from our BIM model, and each one of those lockers is a vented locker. So you can see in this red duct here, those are all exhausted out into the exhaust lines. To have exhaust air coming through the lockers, we also need supply air. So that's all running through the soffits above the lockers, which also we needed to avoid the recessed light fixtures and fire protection. So a lot of parts and pieces going in there. What we ended up doing is we brought all the contractors who were installing all those parts and pieces, brought them in together for our MEP coordination, drew out all of the various parts and pieces. And in this shot, we're less than an inch of available clearance at the end of the day, fitting all the required parts and pieces. This shot here, as Matt mentioned before, and you saw in the video, the laser scanning, one of the real highlights of this project was that front facade and the composite metal panels. So
the way we approached this, we hired the same contractor to do the framing for the MCM panels, as well as the panels themselves. So they worked through, built the substructure for those metal composite panels. And then prior to actually bending up any of the panels, what we did is did a laser scan of the facade. We could compare that to the original design model, identify any areas that maybe were out of tolerance, make those adjustments before we started actually fabricating panels. Go to the next slide here. These shots show some of the mock-ups that we did. So once we knew the facade was good, and as the design intent was met, we went in and started working on fabricating the actual panels. So the panels, you do have limitations as to the size of the manufactured panels. And this is all referred to as the origami. So I think about like the origami crane, how when you can fold the paper together. That's what essentially we're doing with these MCM panels. We had to do some adjustments on seam layout to be able to maximize the use of the panels and not end up running short on any bends. This shot here is just a shot kind of that front eyebrow before MCM panels actually got installed. So I want to talk just a little bit more about these delta beams. It's really interesting and unique how this works. If you're looking at this picture on the left, you'll see that the delta beam elevation on the two sections is different. The reason for that is above the lower section is actual roof buildup and then a paver system. So that allows for enough room for that roof system, the paver system, and that finished elevation needs to come in line with the existing door openings. So the lower section is actually the women's locker room, and that ultimately was one of the tightest spots for coordination that I was talking about before. Once we got that nailed down, the men's side was a little bit easier because we had a little bit more headroom. But ultimately, end of the day, mirror image facilities there.
Thank you, Dave. All right, so I'll get into a couple more project items, and then we'll touch upon some transformation photos. So looking at this photo on the left here, on the other side of that wall is the Alfond addition that we were creating or constructing as the hockey season was going on. So as soon as the hockey season ended, we were able to demo that wall as shown on the right there. And that kind of created the summer rush that Matt talked about earlier. It also created a little bit of a wow factor because it was our first time connecting both of the spaces together. So this photo is our temporary skylight. So we constructed this temporary skylight due to the long lead time of the actual skylight that was being put in place. This once again just allowed construction to flow forward. I'll give it back to Dave, who will touch briefly upon the seam alignment of the wood panels that you see there.
Thanks, Drew. So this ceiling here, it's a wood look phenolic ceiling. And one of the things that was kind of interesting, besides just traveling across the multiple planes that you see and the various angles, this ceiling actually moves to the interior of the building as well. One of the big design components here was having that ceiling have the appearance of all of the lines, the seams aligning, so that when you stand on the outside, although it is separated by a wall, those seams appear to transition right to the inside of the space. Making that work is a little bit more challenging than you may feel. So what we did is we worked right with WBRC. We worked with actually had two different contractors working on that installation. So between WBRC, PC, Optimum Building Systems, and Pond Cove, we worked through multiple layouts, multiple iterations to figure out how that alignment was going to best meet the design needs before we could put any of it together. So ultimately, it came out great and met the design intent, but certainly it took the whole party to get that to come together.
So we had two patio type constructions on this project. The first is shown on the left there, our patio paver pedestal system. And the reason that we had to go with this system was because, like David mentioned earlier, directly below this is the women's locker room. and we were very limited on head height there, so we couldn't build up like you normally would on a patio on grade system. So this middle photo, it shows the transition between the two systems, and then the photo on the right just shows completed product of the patio. Get into some more transformation photos here. So first up, we got the locker rooms on the left there. We have the existing locker room. As you can see, it wasn't much anything special. We got a couple photos of the in progress here as well. And then this last photo is the finished product of the locker rooms. Both of the men's and women's locker rooms are both completely identical. We got the team lounge here on the left there. That's the existing team lounge. Once again, wasn't much of anything. And then we have the photo on the right is the women's team lounge, which is in progress. And then a finished progress photo of the men's team lounge. So here we have the Dexter lounge on the left there. That's the old lounge. And then we got on the right an in progress photo of the new Dexter lounge. And then a finished product photo of the Dexter lounge. This is a primary event space. The university hosts a lot of pregame events for season ticket holders, donors, and then also the university uses this space for a lot of other events around campus. So here we have the hydrotherapy room. On the left there, we have the old hydrotherapy tub, and on the right, we have the new hydrotherapy tub going in. We're able to reuse the existing hydrotherapy deck here. We only had to make the pit size a little bit bigger and then added some steel and removed some concrete. And this is a finished product photo of the hydrotherapy. We added 2 hot/cold pools over on the left side there, and then obviously the new hydrotherapy tub with all the newest state-of-the-art technology. So on the left here, we have the old concourse. So if you've ever been to a game at UMaine, this is what you'd see when you walked in the arena. On the right there, we have an in-progress photo during framing and roughing. And this is the finished product of the new, both Alphon concourses tied together. So this is what fans see now when they walk in on game day. So the photo on the left here is the existing Sean Walsh entrance, and the photo on the right is some steel going up as we're expanding on this Sean Walsh. And this is a finished product photo of the exterior. Over on the left there, we got the Sean Walsh entrance. And right in front of the camera here, we have the new Alphon entrance.
So thank you, CMAA New England, for this opportunity. We're really honored to receive this award, and have a good afternoon.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
All right. Thank you, Matt, Dave, and Drew. Your team should be extremely proud of the work that you completed, and we thank you for being willing to share your experience with everyone here. It's a truly incredible project. All right. We're coming to the end of the program, and your most important task is at hand, voting for the best video. Now, I'm not going to define what that is. Everyone's just going to do it on their own. But to be fair, we're going to do a quick recap so that every video is highlighted. So it's not just the one that's most recent in your mind. I'm sorry, PC team, but we got to kind of level the playing field. So here is, let's see, yeah, okay. So enjoy the soundtrack that I picked out to overlay all these videos.
Menti?
Come on.
Give us just one moment while we get the Menti up here. Yes, we have to vote. While Austin's pulling this up, I just want to say thank you to everybody who's here. And also, please, everybody go back and say thank you to your marketing folks, whether they have marketing positions or they are shadow marketing people, engineers doing it all on their own. So much effort goes into these videos, and I know a lot of hard work as well. So let's not forget them.
Vamp for a little longer.
All right, I'm going to add something else. Okay, so if you haven't voted, where'd it go?
Why is it not? All right.
It's up. It's on your phones?
Yeah, it's on your phones, but you don't see the results.
Let them all vote.
All right. Bear with us as we use PowerPoint. All right.
Start voting.
Come on, we got 190, 98, 99. All right. All right, lesson learned. Wi-Fi could use a boost. That's on us. That's on us. All right. By a show of hands, do you feel like they voted and it's not showing up yet? Or they haven't even been able to vote yet?
Some people haven't been able to vote. Do we have enough prizes for everybody?
We don't have enough prizes for everybody. Oh, no, this is just.
Now
All right.
this one I know was not me.
Yeah, this
I'll
one's-
take credit for the last mess up on Humane's video. I'm terribly sorry, but this one gets to go to Austin. Just kidding. There we go. We're getting somewhere.
All right. Yeah, it's not a Wi-Fi issue. It's a man.
User
So,
error
it's
for
a-
sure.
yeah.
It's not you. And now it just will populate. Oh, I feel like I'm at a carnival where you're spraying the water and watching one rise versus the other. We do not encourage betting or gambling in this moment, so. Wow. Wow, look at that. Wow. I don't know, I hear someone. Boy. Austin, do we get to vote?
Voting.
What? Oh. My phone.
We clearly could have allotted a little bit more time for this.
It's the best part.
All right.
Ooh. Oh my goodness. Any other takers? Jeez. Snow coming in. When do you want to call it? Any last takers?
Yeah, due to the time, we're going to give it 30 more seconds.
Call the winner. Call it.
So 30 seconds.
Come on, Austin. Come on.
What?
I'm gonna have to come up with a tiebreaker. Spoke too soon.
10, 9, 8, 7,
Oof.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Carter School. Quick, go to the next slide so they can't see.
I
it.
know.
Changes.
Hurry.
They can still see it.
All right.
That's-
All right. And with that, I'm going to ask the students and the board members to please stay behind. And thank you all for attending and contributing to this program. We're going to take a photo up top as well as our guest speakers.